Yeah, obvious, we got a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and Friend on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off? AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having the time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the way. Take it to the grave, add moving to the place. You already know when they take the case. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative murder.
Mini-sodes. Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Affirmative Murder Mini-sodes with Tales from the Hood, if you will. I'm Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Fran. So, Evans, you know the deal. Fran, what's going on?
Not much, man. Feeling good, man. It's CrimeCon is coming to us.
Oh, it's on the approach.
It's on the approach. It's on the horizon. I mean, like, it's
3 more days and we will be in Orlando, and then one
Yes.
more day and it will be the first day of CrimeCon.
yes.
It is. We're at the precipice, if you will.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
I got my word of day calendar, so I'm throwing out some new ones.
That's what it was? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Precipice was today. Push and P. But we got a lot of follow up from last week's mini-sode about the animal. What to do. Is that bullshit? Is it not bullshit? And we got a lot of actual pushback.
Okay.
So before I get into any new emails, I actually wanted to do some, read some listeners who reached out and to go like, hey, this is actually true. Why don't you shut the fuck up? You're not an expert. So the first one I will read is from, their name starts with an L. I don't know. I'm not going to say their name until I read because I don't see it immediately that it says I can say their name. So I'm going to say L and,
Well, we know who it is, and they know who it is. And if you heard last episode, the listeners know who.
Exactly. So let's get into it from email from L. Hey, guys. Just sending a super quick note. I literally paused while I'm listening to Dominique's story about the moose attack. My cousin lived in Alaska when she was 18 for a year. She and some friends were hiking, and they came across a bear. I can't remember the exact type. She told me that she had learned to get really big, put your arms up high, and say, "Whoa, bear." Bears don't speak English.
Okay.
Anyway,
and we said that. That's what I've seen on TV. And
I've heard it.
Yeah.
This person is saying that their cousin implemented it in real life.
And it worked. I would assume.
Let me keep reading
Let's
this. It was like my cousin was ripped apart by a bear. They were all safe. The bear walked away. I'm not going to try that myself, but she lived to tell the tale. She also taught kayaking off the coast of British Columbia, Canada, and there were often orcas swimming next to them. So amazing, but also terrifying. I prefer to keep it safer close to home personally. You know something, L? Me too. Love the show, and it says Lindsay from Canada. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a full shout out and say Lindsay from Canada. Lindsay, we like to keep it safe at home as well. That was one of those clicky wink points. And then we got another one from Alex. It says, you can say my name. It says, hi, guys. You can say my name. I went to, this also says TFTH, what to do if you run into different wild animals. So this is another follow-up from somebody who is an expert of some kind.
Okay.
So they said, you can say my name. I went to Southern Africa in 2010. Shout out to you. Afrikaans. In 2010. And there was a walking safari that we did. The guides told us tops for the big 5. Tops? Or I'm guessing it means tips. But they wrote tops. So I'm going to change it to tips. And then if you want to follow up and tell me what you meant.
Oh, it was tops, sir.
He's like, I said tops. You don't know the language. It's an acronym for to oppress the predators, stay silent. So it's I'm going to switch it to tips for now. But if it's meant to be tops, I'm sorry. But tips for the big 5. For a lion, climb a tree. They can get food easier than climbing a tree, so they'll leave you alone. A rhino, run and jump out of the way at the last minute. It will take them a long time to come back around. So,
what is this, Olay? How do we not?
What if they just get you when you would have died?
Yeah, but how do we know how intelligent these animals are? What if you try to dodge away and they expect you to dodge that way and y'all go the same way?
Well, I mean, I don't have the answer to that counteract.
I don't know if I'm doing that. I don't know.
I will never be running from a rhino in my life. I can promise you that. I can promise you I'll never be running away. I'll never need to use this. I will never.
Maybe when we take our trip to Africa and we go on a safari in a little Jeep.
Well, we do got to go. I think everybody should go touch the motherland one time.
For sure.
I would like to go do that, but maybe I'll skip the safari.
I'm not doing that, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a
no. You can't
open
skip
bus.
The safari. You can't skip.
Oh, you're saying you're not gonna skip the safari?
I'm not gonna skip it. No, hell no.
You want to be on a bus that's a cage basically and a lion is on top of it?
Absolutely, man.
You didn't even jump in the
Beautiful.
water when we were in the Grand Caymans and there were stingrays in the water.
First of all, I did jump in the water. I stayed held onto the boat.
So you didn't swim with them. You just kind of paddled onto the boat.
I just dunked my head under the water and saw the
All right, well,
stingrays.
you got the gist, I guess.
Yeah, I can't swim, so I can't go out in the ocean.
All right, man, you don't gotta get all
around.
emotional about it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to attack you about your swimming
No,
abilities.
you hit a soft spot. And
I'm sorry, man.
Now
You know
I'm
something?
emotional. So now you owe me an apology.
You know something? Hey, I apologize for that. That was
Okay.
a step too far, and it's okay
Apology
that you can't.
accepted.
It's okay that you can't swim, but you don't need to be able to swim to dodge rhinos, and maybe we will someday when we go touch the
Absolutely
motherland. Ali Boumbaye. Up next, elephants go behind a bush. Their eyesight isn't great, so it confuses them. Here we go. And lastly, buffalo. Run or lay down. Those are two different things, but okay. Why are you? Don't. I didn't say that to you. You said that to me. Don't dismiss me. That's what they wrote. Buffalo. Run or lay down. Those are two different things, but okay. You said that. Why are you talking to me like I know that sounds crazy? Either run from them or lay down on the ground. And then they say that advice to me, and then they go, "Those are two different things, but so whatever."
Yeah,
you said
stupid.
it. This is your advice.
Me? I said that?
Right? No, this is the person. In the
Oh,
email's
the person.
advice. Why,
Oh, yeah,
Why are
yeah,
they
yeah.
talking? Why are they talking to me like I'm an asshole?
Yeah.
Those are two
You
different
are.
things, but
Go
whatever.
ahead.
Okay, that's fair enough. And
Hey,
lastly,
Okay, we got another one? Go ahead.
yeah, lastly, a leopard. Don't make eye contact. If they decide you're going to die, that's it. Well, wow. Okay,
That's
not
all of these animals. What are we talking about here?
That's every one of these. If they decide it's over, if the rhino, if you think that the rhino like will be so slow to turn around that they go, just fuck it and keep going that direction. Like I don't even feel like turning around. It's too much work. I got to put on the backup sign and back up. And
Like,
the rhinos, if the rhino wants you, it's gonna get you. Also, Fran was right about bears. At least for black bears. If you start yelling and make yourself bigger, they essentially think, okay, fine, you're a bit much. Bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you make yourself a bigger threat, they'll think you might be, you might be able to win.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yes.
Don't do that for grizzlies though. If they charge you, you have to figure out if the charge
If you're gonna die now or later.
you gotta figure out if the charge at you is real or fake.
What?
Something to do with their shoulders will tell you. Very vague.
You can't do that.
You think I'm gonna sit there and be like, this might be bullshit. Hold on, let me try to. Where are their shoulders aligned?
Yeah, watch his waist.
Let me look at his hips. Like basketball, like his foot is out, so it's pointed out, so he's gonna try to go left.
Yes.
This is a bear.
Yeah.
Polar bears are similar to leopards. You're just fucked. So good luck. Wow. Yeah. So
Polar bears don't hurt.
polar bears will rip you to itty bitty pieces. Let's get into some emails. So those are just a couple of people with some follow-ups about what we said about animals and surviving attacks. And we're going to keep the theme of animals alive with an email that says TFTH, the peacock omen, an Idaho story. This is an email from Crystal. And it says that I can say their name, I believe. My name is Crystal, yes. So this says, hey, Fran and Alvin, big and sort of newer fan of the pod and have been meaning to write in for several weeks, but I've been a little caught up.
What take you so long?
See, maybe a good vibes entry at the end. Yeah. Yes, okay, so this might be both. Might cheer us up. I don't know where the Tales from the Hood is going to go, but there might be a good vibe story at the end. Anyway, my name is Crystal, and you can use it. Here's my story. I am born and raised in Idaho, and when you had a TFTH story involving some peacocks in Idaho, I knew I had to write in. I don't remember that story, but thank you. I'm glad that you remember it and you heard it and it inspired you to write in. As a short and sweet explanation, yes, there are a lot of peacocks in Idaho. I do remember this. Somebody had a peacock as like a pet in their yard. I remember this. Or like a hoarder. I think it might have been a hoarder story. Something about there was like a peacock just like wild in nature. And we were like, the peacocks just are out like that?
Yeah.
I thought the peacock was like a pet. That was my thing. So anyway, just for a short, aside, there are a lot of peacocks in Idaho, and no, they are not native. Idaho is a huge state for homesteaders, which basically just means people used to anyway move out here to be self-sufficient and independent from society. Not quite off the grid living, but just grow your own food, own a bunch of land, and have all the skills you need to take care of yourself and family independent of infrastructure. So basically, like, it sounds like doomsday preppers. Sounds like Idaho's a very doomsday prepper state. If I'm reading what you're saying correctly, there's a bunch of people out there that are kind of sketchy and have a bunch of ammunition and land and know how to build things and
got
have
underground bunkers and shit.
Yeah, underground bunker, a bunch of canned food. That's what you're making Idaho sound like. And I don't want to go there. But it's a good, God bless to you guys. Peacocks come in handy for this because they are great for controlling and eating pests like snakes, rodents, etc. I didn't know that at all. I didn't know peacocks are aggressive. And they are highly territorial, so they maintain the boundaries of your land pretty well. They are beautiful, but it is a little scary to be chased by one. I'm not sure what would happen if one caught up to you, but I would be hesitant to find out. So, that said, the small amount of background you need is that I'm a nurse. One day, between patients, my coworkers and I got to talking about the weird nurse gut feeling we'd experience in our careers. MJ, name changed, so she changed this person's name for the story's sake, was a former paramedic, flight nurse, ED nurse, who of course offered several crazy stories, one of which was this one. One day while driving home from a night shift, MJ had made it most of the 45-minute drive home when she heard a peacock calling. She thought it was weird because even though there were peacocks around her area, a mile or two down the road anyway, they weren't normally that close to her house that she could hear them. Glancing out her car window, she saw what she thought were some tail feathers and made a mental note to give her more distant neighbors a call later, I guess about the peacocks. Mm-hmm. She was exhausted as a single mom of two and an ED nurse. So she fell asleep for an hour or so after she got home and sent the kids off to school only to be woken up by all the peacock calls. The animal lover that she is, she figured it must be in trouble to be calling so much, so she went out searching. Again, she swears she saw some flashes of feathers, but she was also coming off a 13-hour shift and another hour drive home, so she herself says maybe she was just seeing things. In her defense, peacocks are super fast. Didn't know any of this person is making peacocks sound really formidable, Fran. I don't want anything to do with peacocks now. I just thought they were pretty. Yeah, right. Now they're fast and angry and territorial and vicious.
Are they aggressive?
Apparently, according to Crystal, I thought they were just beautiful.
Beautiful.
I thought they were just beautiful. So peacocks are super fast, apparently. Well, after searching for a while, she finally came across her 70-year-old farmer neighbor who had been up early baling hay and had a hay bale fall onto him. Oh, it's like Lassie, this peacock. He'd been out in the cold with a crushed pelvis and broken femur for almost 6 hours. Ooh. He claimed he'd stopped calling for help about 3 hours ago, which would have been before MJ was on her way home. MJ got him back to the main road, which was country living, so it was a long walk. That's what she wrote in parentheses, country living, and helped EMS get him into the hospital. And once he was taken care of, she went back to looking for the peacock. She never found it, and when she called her neighbor to see if they were missing one, or had been, they said their peacocks were still fenced in from the night before. So moral of the story for any new nurses listening is that sometimes if you have a sense in your gut telling you to check on something or do something for a patient, and you have no other reason except the feeling, do it. It could mean the difference between life or death for a patient, so don't let anyone make you feel dumb about it. And then, so what I took from that was like there was like a ghost peacock. She saw a peacock and then heard a peacock, but then the neighbor saying, we never saw our peacocks have been locked in since the night before. Yeah. So that felt like a ghost peacock story for me. So I'm going to call that story Ghost Peacock. Yeah.
Ghost cock?
Ghost, whoa, okay, whoa. It hit different when the cock is a ghost, man. It hit different. So, good vibes. This is the good vibe story. Affirmative murder got me through my master's program for family nurse practitioner, so I can finally start toward opening my own practice and providing care to the underserved Latino population here in Idaho. Shout out to you. Hold on.
Applaud. Give applaud. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful,
Fantastical.
beautiful words. Beautiful words. Fantastico. That's the best you got?
Me?
10 years. You can't lay out something more.
I can't come up with a sentence. I'm just not gonna do it right now. Right, I gotta really like. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not.
Right. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. This she said this has been my dream since the 6th grade. MFM got me through my associate's degree, Morbid through my BSN, and you guys have been the soundtrack to the hell that has been me getting a master's degree while working full time in the ER. Shout out to you. Having a husband also in a similar master's program and having 3 young kids, you might have thought I was smart until I included that part. Yeah, because mad kids. So yeah, keep it up, guys. You guys are by far my favorite, and now you'll have to support me through my first year as an NP. Ooh. No pressure, but keep the episodes going and maybe add some stickers / pins to your merch so I can represent you guys at my new job. Also, shout out to Fran's wife because I believe she's also of Salvadorian descent and I am the daughter of a first-generation immigrant.
Ooh.
If you guys ever want a more historical and socio-political topic for an episode, you should look into the massacre at El Mozote, Mozote. I might have said that wrong. El Mozote, which has a great book about it with the same title. Also, anything in history of El Salvador, because it's a country that has been extremely fucked by U.S. interference in Latin America and still struggles to recover today. See Born in Blood and Fire, a great book I would recommend to anyone because it's historical but reads almost like a novel. Your friendship is inspiring and pushed me to work on maintaining stronger friendships with my own childhood friends and also try and make some new ones. Love you guys.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, this is just a great all-around email. Shout out to you, Crystal.
Crystal, shout out. And speaking of that, we are going next year, February.
To what, El Salvador?
Yes.
Man, hold up. What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to hit for that. More applause? Man, that's more applause. Beautiful, man. You're going to go with your wife to go touch her motherland?
Yeah.
No, that's big. That's big. Man. That's beautiful. That's brutal. That's real.
That's real brutal.
That's brutal as fuck, man.
Yeah,
that's brutal. That's brutal as fuck, man. That's amazing. You looking at how long that flight is? Is that a long flight?
Ooh. I think it's maybe a 7-8 hour flight.
7-8 hours? You never did 7-8 of them things before.
Nah.
That's cool, man. Listen, my recommendation: take a Xanax. You pop, you go to sleep, wake up, you're there.
No, everybody's going.
So you gotta be responsible. Man, Xanax all around. Okay, the kids. Okay, so Xanax for you and the wife. Some melatonin
for the kids.
Melatonin for the kids. Yeah. Everybody's knocked out. They come through with the snacks and everything. Everybody's gone. No snacks. You just wake up, mouth dry, no snacks in front of you. Because sometimes you wake up at hour 6, it's still 2 hours left, and they didn't give you anything because you slept through everything.
Yeah,
slept through the drink, slept through the snacks. That's a rough life.
Yeah.
All you can do is just go back to sleep.
It's all good though. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's mad beautiful. I'm proud of you, man.
Is that like the word of the day or?
That's on my word of the day calendar as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. That was for Monday. It's a Memphis word of the day calendar. So here we go. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Let's see. All right, let's close this out with one more email from a listener that's. Did they say? Fuck it, man. Why not? Mercedes. Shout out to you. So this email says, TFTH, yes, there was a Hurricane Fran. This is it's dedicated to you, Fran. Yeah. Fran.
I thought we looked this up.
I think we were wondering one day, what have they gotten to F's and if they named a Hurricane Fran. So this person clearly heard that conversation that we had a while ago and is now coming through with the receipts.
Was it deadly? If it's deadly, I don't want to.
Well, I don't know if they go into details like that, but just that it did exist, and I don't know if they're going to bum us out. A bunch of people, a church full of nuns died. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get those kind of deeds. Okay. But, also Fran really perked up. Whenever Fran hears something that has his name in it, Fran's very into himself. Yeah. He got perked up, got really excited. Yeah. So here we go. Hi there, Alvin and Fran. Huge fan of the podcast, and I've been a listener since day one.
That's what I like to hear.
Embarrassing?
No, that's not embarrassing. That's awesome. No, I'm sorry. No,
look at you still.
No, I'm sorry.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Day one listener. Shout out to you, man, for riding on the. Oh man, it's 7 minutes to ride. Oh, is that about ride? Is that song about riding?
I don't know. What song is that?
Oh, you don't know that song?
No.
Come on up the ride. Is it about riding, right?
I don't know. I just
well, thanks for being on the ride with us. I don't know if that's inappropriate or something. I don't know. Thanks for being on the ride with us. So, yes, huge fan since day one. You asked for stories for the mini-sode, and I've got one. I can't remember the specific episode where it was mentioned, but Fran asked if there was ever a hurricane named after him, and there was. In 1996, Hurricane Fran made landfall in North Carolina on August 23rd. That's your birthday month.
Yeah. This
hurricane had a very unusual path, as it went right through the middle of the state. This is uncharacteristic of a hurricane, as they typically stay on the coast because of the warmer summer ocean waters. I was 6 at the time, and it was my very first hurricane. We lost power for a week, and a tree fell on our house, but did not cause any significant damage. Still, shit, you come out and see a tree on your house, that'll stick with you. I've attached a few links that give more details about the significant impact that Hurricane Fran had on North Carolina, as well as a photo of the tree on my house back then. Also, side note, Hurricane Fran is what I call him when he's very hangry. So you guys haven't seen that side of Fran. When Fran is not eating, sometimes he comes and when we used to record in person, he would come with food. If he hadn't eaten, if he got fresh off work, don't talk to him until he's ingested some of that food because it can give quite dangerous as a category 5. As dangerous, I would say. So you just got to let him kind of scarf his food down and then we can record. That's how it used to be. Yeah, a hangry Fran is not a fun Fran to, just be in his path. No. Much like this Hurricane Fran that went right through the middle of the state of North Carolina. So, there's the pictures, and that's amazing. Wow. Yeah, you really...
Oh, did you some pictures?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then some links to, news stories about the hurricane. There was never really, a real major hurricane that hit us in our specific neighborhood, right? There's been some hurricanes that have hit Maryland that I've heard.
I think we had one maybe like...
Like Hurricane Sandy hit us a little bit, but more upper Maryland or something, not like Baltimore.
No, nothing crazy like that, no.
Like lost power for a week, flooded basement. Did your basement? You never had it? You never had any kind of shit like that?
No.
Yeah.
Tree fall? No, I ain't never had
I never experienced anything like that. I've seen some what do they call the tornado clouds? I've seen some of those in my life, but they've never turned into anything. Funnel clouds?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen some. There've been, the warnings, but I've never lived through a storm. I never lived through the perfect storm. Thankfully. So anyway, this person followed up with, hurricanes don't really scare me as much as they did when I was a kid. That's crazy. You should always be scared of hurricanes. It's a ton of water. God. You should always be scared of hurricanes. But I do have a ton of respect for a very strong and powerful weather event, as you should. The only good thing about hurricanes is the cooler weather that comes afterwards, which often is when fall officially starts. Continue doing amazing things, and I can't wait to hear you guys read this on the podcast. Warmest regards, I'm from Boston. Warmest regards, Mercy Perry. Thank you very much, Mercy. Mercy, begging you for mercy. I'm feeling very. I got a song in me.
I thought you was gonna say something else.
What are you gonna
Murder, she wrote.
Well, her name's not Murder.
Oh.
I was saying, I'm doing a thing with her name. Man. That's crazy. Start singing a random song.
I thought you was.
It wasn't me. So I caught on the counter. That wasn't.
I thought you wanted to sing a song.
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
That went with the vibe. I thought you wanted to sing that.
Oh, also, her name's Mercedes, right at the top, and then she goes by Mercy at the end. Okay, got it. So that's her nickname is Mercy. Lamborghini Mercy. There we go. See, that's on brand. A couple of quick ones, very fun ones. Again, people, affirmativemurder@gmail.com. We would love to be more consistent with the mini-sodes, but that takes your guys' involvement as well. So when you hear this, be motivated. Come in with those stories, those crazy stories, those funny stories, stories that are, near and dear to you that you need to get off your chest sometimes, or you feel like you might need a perspective, not advice, because we don't give advice. We're not good at advice, but a perspective is, well, we shouldn't.
It's not accurate.
It's unqualified advice. You should not apply it to anything, but we can give our perspective for sure. I think we're capable of doing that. So maybe if you need the perspective of two guys that are in their early 30s and, one of them has kids, the other one is, really good at drawing.
Who's that?
Things that have already been drawn.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Callback.
Yes.
So if you need any perspectives like that, like Fran, just to rattle off some things about you, Fran, some of your best qualities is that, great dad, knows how to stay trim.
What does that mean?
Very good at that. Well, you're just you're like a slender guy and has always been. So you are doing something right.
Yeah.
You never took up lean, something that could have given you some kind of belly. Never known you have a belly. Never known you to, because you're a skinny guy, belly would look weird.
Yeah.
Some guys have gone that way in our age. Still skinny everywhere else, but just have a gut. It looks weird.
Yeah,
like an ant.
Yeah,
like an ant.
Wait, what are we doing here? What is it?
Things that could help the way you could give advice to people. Things that you qualify as.
Okay,
and then you do me after I do. So your third one.
Cool. All
right. Very knowledgeable about sports.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have any of those categories or some of the metaphors and stuff that come in sports, the lessons of sports as well. So sports translates to a lot of different things. So that actually gives you a very broad aspect of being able to give advice to people. Now me.
You? Okay. He's very qualified in giving advice. And if you want to pick a movie, if you're going on a date, really good at trying to, give you advice on dates and where to go. And if there's a movie or if there's an actor that you can't seem to figure out, sometimes he does. Sometimes he does slip up, but 90% of the time,
My record is
He's
my
on
record
point.
is strong.
For
My record
sure,
is
you have a
strong.
winning record for sure.
Last week it was Harrison Ford. Listen, I know who Han Solo is. It happened exactly like I said it would, and that's what makes me annoyed is that people will still write in with the same energy that you call them out for that they're gonna have.
Yeah.
So I got multiple emails that were like, "Hey, listen, man, it's Han Solo. It's Harrison Ford. Duh."
Yeah.
I'm like, I already know you're gonna talk to me like that, and I know who Harrison Ford is.
Yeah.
I know who Harrison
It's like
Ford
when you're
is.
watching a game show and then the person that's on the show can't figure out the answer.
Yeah.
But you can figure it at home because you're not on the spot. So it's so much easier for you to come up with the answer.
Thank you. So don't send me your don't and then they qualify like you probably already figured this out. I didn't need to figure it out. Okay, I know who Harrison Ford is. I've known who Harrison Ford is since I was 5 years old. The first time I watched, A New Hope. You know what I'm saying? Like I know who Harrison Ford is. I know who Han Solo is. I didn't figure anything out. It just escaped me in that moment. Y'all gonna make me turn. I need to put ether on this damn my soundboard because sometimes they bring it out of me. Sometimes,
We
friend.
don't have a bomb drop. We need a bomb drop or something.
Do I have a bomb drop on here? Oh, somebody might have to get some bombs. I don't appreciate you guys coming at me like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Wait, hold on.
There we go.
You think I
There
never
we go.
have seen any Star Wars before?
Get him.
Do you think I don't know who Harrison Ford is?
Get him.
Do I look like somebody who has a life and goes out and has personal interactions with people and have a nice time? No, I'm in the house watching movies all day.
Get him.
How dare you think that I wouldn't know who Harrison Ford is? I will come at you in every different way of direction in a trivia contest about movies and film. So how dare you talk to me like this?
Get him.
Second of all, yeah, you don't think I've seen Indiana Jones, and you think that I would compliment the star of Everything Everywhere All at Once, Mr. Data from the Goonies, and you think I haven't seen Indiana Jones and don't know who Harrison Ford is? How dare you talk to me like this? I can't believe that you would disrespect me and my film knowledge like this. I'm a cinemaholic, okay? This is what I do. What do you think? I go out? You think I go and get ice cream and socialize? No. Friend, every time when we were 12, 13, 14 years old, when you were going to middle school parties and asked me who to go, what would I say?
No.
And why?
Because you don't watching movies or got a new box of Rice Krispie treats, something like that, and you just wouldn't go out.
I don't have time to freak dance.
Associate with girls? I don't have time.
I don't have time to freak dance. I'm watching Fright Night. I'm watching movies, man. I'm in the house. I'm watching television shows. I'm breaking them down to myself. I'm calling my mom in. Hey, did you know this actor was in that? I don't care. I'm going back to my room. If you need anything, then you come get me. I don't care about what kind of nerdy stuff you're doing in here. You know how many times I watched Dr. Dolittle 2? Terrible movie, but I watched it mad times. Because why? Yeah, I don't, it had a little Zane in it, but I watched it.
Little Zane.
Don't talk to me about this. Harrison Ford? You don't think I knew? It escaped me. And I'm gonna escape this conversation. Don't ever come at me like that again in your life and talk to me about figuring something out. I already knew it. It was always there. It just wasn't making itself evident and presenting itself in that moment. Stay safe though. Friend, listen, I'm sorry to get energetic and carried away like that, but I just had to get that off my chest. I didn't appreciate people talking to me like that. Yeah. You think I talked? You think I sat through the third Hunger Games movie while you fell asleep for people to disrespect me like this? Like I'm not the guy to talk to about movies? You fell asleep during Hunger Games. I was there the whole time. That's the difference between us.
You good now?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm sorry. I got a little carried away. I'm a little fuming right now. But listen, affirmativemurder@gmail.com. Get those emails and we would love to hear your tales from the hood. Whatever happened to you in your life, crazy run-ins with ghosts, hoarder stories, animals that, I remember Michael Jackson had that pet rat and then he wrote Ben about it. Maybe you have a tale from your neighborhood like that. Maybe you grew up with some kind of obscure pet or, a ferret or something in a house and you guys grew a bond and a friendship and it was like nothing anybody's ever seen before and they got you through some hard times. And then your dad came in and just stepped on it one day because it looked like a rat and then it was really sad and you wrote a song about it. Maybe that song didn't do as good as Ben did, but maybe you have something like that in your past and you want to get it off your chest because you still hold residual resentment towards your dad for killing your best friend.
Yeah.
What would you name a ferret if you had one, Fran?
A ferret?
Mm-hmm.
Fran the ferret.
See, that's a great name, man.
Yeah.
And on that note, man, hey, listen, this has been another Affirmative Murder mini. So this has been another Tales from the Hood mini-sode. Thank you guys for sending the emails. Everybody that sent one in today. Thank you guys for following up on the animal stuff. And we will see you guys Thursday for a new full-length episode. And we will see you guys in Orlando this week. Yep. Super excited for that. Fran, what are you most excited about Orlando?
Ooh, most excited about things I can say on this show. What I'm excited about.
Oh, because you got some surprises.
Yeah. Networking, man, it's always fun. The networking.
Yeah, it's always fun just to be in flesh, in person,
and to meet some of these new people. I feel like we're coming up on getting that veteran status.
Oh, okay. So you're looking forward to being like taking somebody under your wing?
Yeah, or just being like, hey, when that first person, that never been there, they go,
this is their first for Crime Con.
Their first, when they go like, how are these things? And you kind of go, oh, you kind of show them the ropes. You kind of go like, I'm gonna put you under my wing a little bit.
Yeah, let me tell you over
I
there.
I don't have to do this, but I'm doing this because I'm a great person. So
that's Podcast Row over there. That's the studio. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Because we had that. Because we kind of, I feel like we had that a little bit on our first time there, just meeting people and trying to figuring out how this thing goes.
Yes.
Then the second year we went, we was like, okay, this is a
little bit more comfort second year.
Exactly. So it was like
now it's the Holy Trinity. It's the Holy Trinity the third year. Now we should come in. This is like when you're now you're playing for your extension.
Yeah.
You got a little bit more confidence. You're trying to show out for the coaches a little bit. You're showing out. It's some viewers in the front row you might want to impress. Now you start trying shit.
Yeah.
So we might come out there and do the double behind the bag, no look, pass. Because we got a little bit more leeway now. We got a little bit more leash, if you will.
Yeah.
We feel a little bit more comfortable, and that is why, we might have to, if we see some first timers down there, just kind of show them the ropes a little bit.
Yeah.
You will do this. I won't be doing this at all.
Hey man, you got enough on your plate. You got all the stuff you had to deal with down there. I'll be more than happy.
you
happy to do that.
Poke the glasses on. You scope out and see if there's anybody in need, in trouble, and then you spring into action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people's jaws are gonna drop. They see you talk, go up, and you choose to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
They're gonna shit their pants. I'm like, is he he's gonna talk to somebody?
They might think, they're like, are you okay?
Yeah, and like, it's gonna be a bunch of whispers. Like, is he going towards a person? Is that Fran? Is Fran going to go talk to somebody? Yeah, so that'll be real. I think the whole thing was shut down. But yes, thank you guys for all the support. We hope to see some of you guys down there in Orlando. Feel free to come to the booth. And if you have a Tales from the Hood in person, we would love to hear it. We would love for our episode post Crime Con that first Monday to be a full of some live Tales from the Hood. That would be super awesome. Tales from the Hood live from Crime Con?
Yeah.
That would be super fun.
That'd be dope.
So if you have some Tales from the Hood that you think are interesting and you have, 2 to 5 minutes of time to spare to the booth, we would love to have you. Anything more than that, just don't do it. If you think you need to write this out and really get it long form and send it in to us for us to read, save it. If you think you can get it out in 2 to 5 minutes in front of us, we would love to have you. But if you're like, you come and you're like, so anyway, here's my essay. You guys got some drinks? Because it's going to be a minute. We don't need that at that Crime Con. No. But we would love to have you if you can do a concise story for the booth. We'd love to have you. Anyway, guys, look, you be safe out there. Thank you. This has been another Tales from the Hood mini-sode, and we'll see you guys next time.
Deuces.